I used to do this thing called $2 Tuesday. Don't even, it ain't, listen, let me tell you what made me stop $2 Tuesday though. So I was giving away courses or PDFs that literally somebody took this $2 PDF and got a $45,000 contract off of it. I was doing it for $2. Mm-hmm. The day I had somebody dispute their $2 was the day I said, you know what? I say that to say, I've gone from offering things for $2 to the $35 to the $1,000 to now I have a 20K program.
Really?
And I'm not blinking.
You're not blinking the eye?
No, because I've invested that 10 times over. So either you want it or you don't.
You excited?
I am, but I'm pregnant, so.
You can still have a great time while you're pregnant?
You know.
Are you a drinker?
I too like to, I'm not a drinker. Mm-hmm. But he would be like, girl, stop it. I'm not a drinker, but to be able to have a glass of champagne would be nice, you know?
Well, you can drink wine while you're pregnant.
That would be nice. You can, but it's like pointless. Because if you're tipsy, you had too much. So it's like, what's the point?
What's the point?
Yeah, just sipping on it, I guess. But.
So October 1st, that's the announcement. Are you going to do anything special as far as...
Like announcing it?
Yeah.
I took some pictures, so I had a little photo shoot that I'm going to put up, but I got to turn it into a reel because ain't nobody about to shit on my little photo shoot. Posting my little raggedy photo and they don't care.
Instagram will like,
Instagram be like, nope.
Nope.
Next.
One like.
One like. One freaking like. I'm like, man, this is disrespectful. Disrespectful.
We're already starting the conversation. I might leave all of this in here too. You walking around and shit like that. Leave all
real
of that
BTS.
in. Yeah, this is real behind the scenes. So October 1st is your birthday. Well, you know what? What day
it's
is
next Saturday.
That's next
it's
Saturday.
Next Saturday. So as long as you
so let's
wait a week.
Let's announce this. Let's push this on October 1st. We'll be in Atlanta too, I think.
Really?
Yeah, we'll be here next week.
Something else going on?
Nah, my best friend, he's actually about to pull up on me now, but he has a church out here.
Okay.
And it's his 10-year church anniversary. So I told him I'll come down with a couple of my guys and we'll shoot it and everything. Nice. So what I might just wind up doing is just doing like a vlog just for him. Mm-hmm. And we just go to his house early in the morning.
Where's his church?
Good question. I don't know.
What's the name of it?
Victory. But he had to change the name because there's another Victory out here.
I was gonna say I've heard of Victory, but I don't know. I've never been, so it might have been.
So he's been going through like some trademark issues with them. So I believe he has to change the name by like November or something like that.
That's a thing.
Yeah. So.
That is a thing.
But it's his 10-year anniversary, so I'm very proud of him for that. So we're gonna probably like do some content for him.
Well, you won't be drinking then, huh?
Nah, definitely not. Not with the pastor.
Take one weekend off, yeah.
The pastor will have some wine, but he's not gonna go.
So is that a thing? I'm not friends with any pastors, but do they drink wine?
Yeah, he drinks wine.
That's their thing?
Yeah, he'll drink wine, for sure.
That seems like such a... I used to be a teacher, and one of the things that I did not like about being a teacher was like the box that people put you in when you're a teacher. I can just imagine the even teeny tinier box of being a pastor.
Oh, you can't do nothing.
Can't do anything.
You can't do anything. Like, I'm like, yo, dude, like, he like, nah, bro. My church members.
Yeah.
They see it.
Yeah.
Like,
I can imagine.
Dog, you gotta like do something. Like,
I can imagine.
You gotta live your life, man.
No, you live in the Lord's life at that point.
You are living the Lord's life. But you know, he still does what he gotta do, but it just has to be done
behind closed doors.
Behind the closed doors and with.
That's even hard though with social media. You think it's behind closed doors, and then somebody then.
Yeah, social
media. Snap the video.
Social media is the gift and the curse.
Yeah, the higher you climb, the more of a curse it becomes.
The higher you climb, the more of the curse. Has that been like that for you in your journey? When did you start off in social media?
Like 2013.
2013. So you're a 9-year veteran.
Something like that.
Of social media.
Something like that.
And you started while you was teaching.
So I stopped teaching in 2011, and Twitter was really like the thing then. Mm-hmm. So I was on Twitter as a teacher, and then I started my personal page on Instagram, and then I started my business on Instagram in probably like 2013. So yeah. But no, I wasn't a teacher. And I'm very thankful that like Instagram was not around. Like,
why?
Cause it was
I'm
a different
thankful
life.
for that. In the
It was a
like
different
90s
life.
and the
Yeah,
2000s,
no,
it wasn't
thank
there.
you.
Yeah.
Like college, oh my
Oh,
God.
forget about it.
Yeah, no. For people who, even like for like my nieces who like grew up with Instagram and like having to have followers in high school, we had like Black Planet. You know, like it wasn't
Black
nothing
Planet,
like
MySpace.
Yeah, it wasn't nothing, and it was no. Even when you had those, you didn't care like how many friends you had. Like that wasn't even a thing.
Nah, no one cared.
Nobody cared. So
No one cared for followers or friends
nobody cared
or
about
subscribers.
any of that. You were just on there. Now it's like too much pressure.
But how did you grow? So you started in 2013. You put out your personal page. You put out your business page.
And I just been consistent. I didn't have like no.
Were you still
strategy,
working,
though.
or you just
I
became
was
full time?
No, I stopped working in 2011. When I stopped teaching, that was like the last.
And you just retired, like fuck this shit.
I retired from corporate, but that wasn't corporate. But I was a bartender.
Okay.
From 2012 to 2018.
Okay.
So I did that longer than teaching.
Good money?
Yeah.
Which
My
clubs?
man got me out the club, and I didn't want to leave. I did not want to go. Oh, man, I didn't want to go. But I had to. I started out waitressing in Onyx and then bartending in Magic City.
Okay.
And it was great money.
Oh, yeah.
It was great money.
Yeah.
Those was the good old days.
Magic City.
Good old days.
Great place.
Great place. And Magic City is family owned. So it was like totally different from Onyx because that's like a corporate club. But Magic City is owned by Mr. Magic. His sons are the manager. You know, like it's very family oriented. They, you know, as much as they can actually care about the people. It's not just like, you know, Players Club. You know, like make the money, it's not that. So it was great. I was very blessed. I was very blessed. Easiest money ever.
Dudes just coming in there making it rain all day long.
I mean, just easy. And I mean, I was a bartender, so obviously I wasn't getting all of those perks, but they didn't care. You know, like that's the place where people go and they are prepared to spend money. You know, nobody's nickel and diming versus if you go to like a nightclub, they want their change back. You know, like it's a different...
Yeah, it's different
mentality.
thing.
Yeah. So if you look like something and you smile a little bit, you know...
You're going to get that, you're going to get them coins.
You're going to have a good night.
Every night.
Every night is a good night.
And everybody, like Magic City is like, it's like the Statue of Liberty. You know what I'm
Atlanta,
saying? Like
yeah.
for Atlanta, it's like a go-to place.
A landmark.
Yeah, everybody's going there.
Everybody.
It's super touristy.
Yep.
And you're going to get people from all walks of life
Yep.
in that place.
And don't let something be going on. Like this weekend with Revolt and whatever, you know, a weekend like that, oh, forget about it.
And it's always a weekend like
It's
that in
always,
Atlanta.
yeah, it's always something going on.
So your man said, fuck that though.
He said, come on up out of here. Yeah.
Enough is
That was like
enough.
a year in. It wasn't immediately, but he would come sit at the bar and hang out. And then he like, But I always had my business. So it's not like he was like, you know, you got to get out of there. He's like, you could be doing so much more than that. And I did, you know, like, but it was such a crutch.
Because it's
It was
quick
like easy money.
Yes. Like,
I'm literally up in here making drinks from 8 to 3. You know, like I could do whatever I want to do all day long, work my business, and then come up in here at 8 p.m. when nothing's going on in my business anyway. Like,
why not?
why not?
Why not?
You ready for us to stop running our mouths?
No, we already running.
Oh, we already going?
Yeah, this is it.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is it.
Okay. I thought he was going to be like, action.
Nah, this is it because that's the
That's
flow.
it, yeah.
Just conversation. Like, and
I wouldn't sit like that though. Because from a clip perspective, it's not gonna look good.
okay, bro.
When you clip it up?
Yeah, because you're gonna be like, you know, it's not gonna look good. I'm just saying. Because when you want clips, you're gonna be like, why am I sitting
What the
like
fuck?
that?
Yeah, you going to be mad later.
I'm gonna be mad at you. Like, why you let
me do that?
Why you let me sit like this, bro? Yeah. So Magic City, 2018.
Just move those bottles up the way too.
Yeah, they don't pay us.
Not yet.
Just put on the side.
Not yet. Key word. Keep all of this in the conversation too. Fuck it. Don't edit nothing. Make it as real as possible. So 2018, your man said no. What type of business are you running at this point?
So I had a business called the Single Wives Club that I actually stopped doing that in 2017. So by 2018, I was basically doing events. I had an event called Koereyelle that I did for 7 years.
What type of event was this?
It was, I was doing conferences before conferences was the thing to do.
Okay.
So it was a 3-day women empowerment focused entrepreneurship, personal and professional development. So for a majority of the audience was like aspiring and beginning entrepreneurs. And then we also always had like a personal development side too, which was usually focused on like relationship readiness. So the whole making the money and getting the honey, that's been my thing like forever and ever and ever.
Making the money and getting the honey.
That's been my
and
mantra.
You was running this conference for 7 years.
For 7 years.
How many people were attending this conference?
So it wasn't huge. I want to say the most we had might have been like, it was probably 250 or less every year.
That's a good number,
for 3 days. It was cool.
And how much were you charging for tickets?
By the end, we had like it would be between like a 150 general admission to like a 997 VIP.
It's good money.
Yeah, it was. It was paying the bills.
And you were doing this annually or like quarterly?
No, it was annually. Every fall. So like October, November.
Why you stop?
I have a history of quitting when everybody starts doing what I'm doing.
Why?
$1 million question.
Why? If you're the pioneer.
$1 million. Even the podcast. It's like, I don't know.
Why?
Playing myself.
Yeah, what are you doing?
I know. My husband be like, you was it. Like you was doing it before it was,
It was a thing.
Before it was a thing.
Now it's especially in our community.
People took it, took it and ran.
So what was your last year of doing it?
2019.
Damn.
So 2012 to 2019.
So when is it coming back?
People keep asking me that. I don't know.
Why not?
Because I quit.
You didn't quit.
Because I stopped.
You took some time
because I
off.
paused. It's like now I'm not the originator anymore.
So what?
I be caring about stuff like that. I be worrying about the wrong things.
Why are you worried about being an originator for?
I'm just being honest. This is an honest conversation.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious to know this. So you started this from 2012. Nobody was thinking about conferences.
Nobody was thinking
in the
about
black
it.
community in 2012.
Nope.
And you was running this thing, profitable. And just because other people started, you said nah.
I said, you know what? It wasn't just because other people started. It was also because women empowerment got a bad name.
Why?
Because people started doing it to make money. I was doing it before I was making, I didn't make money the first couple of years. I always had people in attendance, but I had to do some stuff to get them people in those seats. So I wasn't profitable. I was selling tickets, but I wasn't making money. And so by 2018, 2019, it was this whole, the mean girls behind women empowerment. I'm not paying $100 to go to a brunch. It was that whole conversation. And then I was like, well, I don't want to be lost in the sauce of that. I didn't want to get lumped in the category of women empowerment for the wrong reasons because it became such a money-making thing. Even though I knew in my heart that that's not why I started it, I still just...
I think that's what all industries, especially now in the internet, where people try to shame entrepreneurs for making money. By doing courses and
why would I pay you and I could just Google that? And it's you could Google for years.
Or if it's you really about the culture, you should do it for free. I'm like, I don't believe in that.
That's only our community though.
Only our community.
Because this event that I just came from, it was not our community, and it was a totally different conversation.
They love it.
They love it, and are throwing money at it because they see the value in it. It's just something different with. I don't want to say the crab in a barrel thing, but it's like you said, it should be everything should be given away for free. Like you should just do it from the goodness of your heart. And it's like, but I have to eat,
Not even. You're paying for your own education.
Exactly.
You just went out to a conference. The money that I didn't
pay.
Yeah.
This is what you're benefiting from.
And how much you paid for this conference you just went?
This was $1,000 ticket.
That's what I'm saying. Like that costs money. Now that's just your ticket.
That's just the
you
ticket.
got to fly there. You got to stay
there.
You got to have childcare. You got to eat. You're eating for two.
Yep. All the things.
It's a lot that comes. So that $1,000 is easily probably $4,000. Easy once it's all broken down. You do that 5-10 times a year, you spending $20,000, $30,000.
And that's just conferences. That's not the coaches I'm paying. That's not the masterminds I'm a part of. That's not any of those 5-figure investments that I'm making consistently in myself.
How much do you spend on professional development?
In the last 12 months, I have spent over $100,000.
Wow.
Easy, well over $100,000.
Wow.
Without thinking twice. But I have always been, I'm going to invest in myself. So that's the frustrating part when it's like you're investing in yourself and then people want you to charge them $1. And it's like, the math ain't mathing. That doesn't make sense.
$100,000 in 12 months.
Easy.
What exactly are you paying for? What are you doing?
Coaching, masterminds, and conferences.
Okay.
Those would be the
three
categories. Yeah.
That's your education. That's
me getting a college degree every year, basically, in business.
How has this $100,000 helped your business?
So
in the last 12 months, from like before you spent that $100K, where were you, and now where are you today?
So I would say the biggest thing, honestly, this year. Now next year is going to be a different conversation, but this year that $100K has been me buying a new mindset, and I've always been working on my mindset, but because to invest $100,000 to be a part of something, or $50,000 to be a part of, like, that's the price tag to get into the room. You got to imagine what the conversations are like in that room. You know, you're paying for the people, basically. You know, because people always ask me, you know, what's it like being in that mastermind, and what's it like working with that coach? And it's like, that's cool. The content is cool. The coach is cool, but you're really paying for the conversations that you're getting, for the ideas that are being exchanged over lunch. And you're not really paying for that, but that's the value that you're getting. So my mindset, again, coming from being like the one in my friend group, you know, like the one that's doing it, the one that they're like, you paying what? For what? But when you get around all of those other people who are paying that same price tag, it's a whole different conversation. So the collaborations that I'm getting out of it, like we're doing an event, by the time this comes out, it'll be public, but I'm working on an event in November that's literally 7 women that are a part of this mastermind. That's a next level group of women, because we've all paid $50,000+ to be in the room. So you're getting to literally learn from women who are all on the same wavelength, who are tired of being the one in their group, you know, the one in their friend circle. And it's like, I got to find a new circle. Not a new circle, I got to find another circle to be a part of that's like on this next level thinking.
So your mindset has shifted 1,000%.
10 times over.
10 times over.
Yeah, for sure.
Now you do these type of things without blinking an eye.
Without blinking. And I'm charging more. That has always, like, the first coach I hired in like 2013, that was like the first conversation that we had. Like, because I'm coming out of the classroom making $32,000 a year, like nothing, no money. And I had that mindset, and still, you know, not still to this day, but for a very long time had that mindset of, I'm not doing it for the money, because I wasn't doing it for the money. I'm still not doing it for the money, but not doing it for the money, sometimes you end up playing yourself. Because then you damn near doing it for free, you know, and people expect it for free because of how you've been doing it. But now, I didn't pay $100,000. I didn't pay more for this in a year than I paid in 4 years for my for my bachelor's and my master's degree. It's like, you can't convince me. You can't even make me feel bad to charge you at this point, because I know the value, and not just because I've paid, but I know what I'm giving.
Wow, that's deep.
It's a lot.
That's deep.
Having a heart will end up hurting you.
Having a heart will definitely hurt you in everything, right? These people will walk all over you.
And not look back.
Especially when it comes to you charging for your products and things of that nature. So now, what's your price point, and what are you charging for?
We've gone from like, literally, I used to do this thing called $2 Tuesday.
$2
I used to do, it ain't, listen, let me tell you what made me stop $2 Tuesday though. So I would do this thing called $2 Tuesday, where really the value for me is I was building my list. So instead of me giving away a freebie, I'm doing it for $2, but it was like valuable things where it's like courses or, you know, these intricate PDFs that literally somebody took this PDF, $2 PDF, and got a $45,000 contract off of it, off of the information inside of it. But still, I was doing it for $2. The day I had somebody dispute their $2 was the day I said, you know what?
Somebody disputed.
Somebody the time that it took this lady to dispute $2, in my opinion, was worth more than the $2 that she paid. Like her time to go through lying to her bank was worth more than $2. The time it took me to get this paperwork together to fight the dispute was worth more than $2. So anyway, I say that to say I've gone from offering things for $2 to offering things, and I still have like a $15 a month. Might not be $15 right now by the time you're watching this, but I've still had very inexpensive, because I've always been thinking about that person who was me when I was making $32,000 a year, like knowing that I wanted something more for myself, but also knowing that I ain't have that much to invest, but wanting to do it. So I've always been like looking out for the girl who wants to do it, but just isn't in the position financially to do it. But not anymore. So if that's you, I'm sorry. Listen to the podcast. The podcast is that's my community service. That's my free game.
$2 Tuesday, $2 Tuesday, and they still disputed this shit. You got to be kidding me.
I'm not. I swear. I had to post it up on my Instagram so people knew I wasn't lying.
That's
$2.
crazy.
$2. And they actually accessed it. You know, like they looked at it, they downloaded it, they consumed the content, and then disputed it with their bank.
Scammers.
So because of that, we've gone from $2 to the $35 to the $1,000 to now I have a $20K program.
Really?
And I'm not blinking.
You're not blinking the eye.
No, because I've invested that 10 times over.
Yeah.
5 times over just in this last 12 months. So either you want it or you don't.
I like this. So what you doing for $20K? So
for $20K, I'm actually moving into, so historically I've been, again, working for, I almost said working for, and that's really what I have been doing, working for entrepreneurs who were either aspiring, so like literally they just got an idea or not even an idea and need help figuring out what they can do with their skills, or beginning entrepreneurs who were at the very beginning of their journey. But I am not so far removed from that, because I can definitely still relate and add value, but that's just not the season that I'm in anymore. And so now what I'm doing, what I should have been doing, what I'm truly gifted at is like media. Like you turn on the camera, and this is very organic, so I don't have to, I'm not trying to get something out, but if you tell me this is what we're gonna talk about, press play, hit record, say action, I can go. And it comes natural, and it's been coming natural for the last decade. And so because of that, I've naturally gotten these opportunities to be a part of these platforms. I've naturally gotten these calls to be interviewed by a dozen national, international, the press. I've always gotten that, and that's something people have always asked me about, like, how are you going about doing these things? But because it's always come naturally for me, I've always kind of shied away from charging people to help them do it, because it's like, I don't really know how to teach you to do what I can do naturally. Yeah. But I can. I can do that, and I know that that's something that, people have always asked me about. So that is what my 20K program is. It's working with me for a year to figure out how you can pitch yourself to podcasts and media platforms without having to pay a publicist. So you're going to pay me $20K, but you would pay a publicist
$10K a month. Easy.
And with no guarantee. And I'm not guaranteeing anything other than you knowing how to do it for yourself. So you're still going to have to be willing to work for it to work. So, all right. So what's 3 tips, right, that you can give anybody who's going to watch this video if they wanted to start in the media journey and get on podcasts and get in publications and get on news outlets? Yes. What would be the 3 tips that you would give them? 3 tips. So the 3 kind of pillars that I could say really quick would be like knowing the mission of the platform that you want to be on so that you can make it make sense. Having your message, and I'm going to expand on these, but knowing the mission of the platform that you want to be a part of, having your message down, like easy. Because when I've gotten on, and I feel like TV is still like the top of the top for everybody's goal. When I've had opportunities to be on TV and radio, it's been like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and that thing flies by. That thing flies. Yeah. So if you don't have your message down where you know what you want to get out and you can get to the third one, which is monetizing, being able to monetize it, then it's not making sense. Because one of the things that I did early on, one of the mistakes that I made early on when I was getting, in Essence Magazine, not just on the website, but like inside Essence Magazine. The print magazine, on the Tom Joyner radio show when Tom Joyner was, he's not around anymore, but he was that guy when he was on. if you don't have a way to monetize on the backside of that, it's cool to say you've been on it, but what have you really gotten from it?
Yeah.
So my thing is not just, and that's the other difference too between just working with the publicist, because they're not going to help you get paid. They're going to help you get press. Oh, I need to write that down.
That was a gem.
That's a gem, because that truly is what it's all about. And you usually don't learn that until it's too late, because you get all these logos, you know, on your press kit, but how is that turning into dollars?
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like helping you make sales by getting seen, not just, you know, getting on these podcasts or getting into these publications, but like, how can you make it make sense for your actual business, and not just a pat on the back, like your mama's proud of you because you've been, they could say, you know, my baby's been in so-and-so, but like, is your bank account gonna actually be proud of you because of this time that you put in?
Yeah.
So those will be the three. So knowing the mission behind the platform that you want to be a part of, because if you are on, and you can make it make sense anywhere, but for it to be like a home run, like it just makes sense, you got to know the platform that you're going to be on, so that you're not just like a fish out of water or something just like totally left field for what the people are actually coming to see. So being able to like study and research and picking out the people that you want to connect with, the podcast that you want to be a part of, and knowing, you know, what their people want. Because if you come in there talking about just what you want to talk about, and it's not what the people need to hear about or what the people are interested in, then you kind of played yourself.
So you're getting people press and getting them paid.
Getting press and getting paid. Showing them how they can pitch themselves to the press. And then once you get booked, like, how can you make it make sense on the back end? What do you need to say? What do you need to talk about? And what do you need to have as far as like optimizing your systems, your website, your social media, all of that stuff? Because I'm still getting, and I don't know if you know Anthony O'Neill, but he has a pretty dope podcast. Almost every day I'm getting people on my YouTube that are like, hey, I found out about you from Anthony O'Neill. So if you don't have a YouTube that's current, or a social media that's updated, or your website that has something for them, all of those people, it's cool that they saw you, but then what?
Yeah.
How can you make a sale off of that?
How can you make them a customer?
How can you, even if it's just a subscriber to your YouTube, so that you can eventually turn them into a customer? Like, having those things set up is what a publicist usually is not going to help you with.
Nah, a publicist is just going to get you.
They're just going to take your money, first of all.
Yeah.
Because I done worked with
Yeah.
so many publicists. That's just.
You know, I like the industry. I think it's a need for it.
There is a need for it. It's just not the whole thing.
But it's not. You can really get bamboozled.
Easy.
You know, easy working with some of these publicists.
Yep.
And I've had so many reach out to me in the past year alone. It's ridiculous. And, you know, you may say, all right, do something for me. I'm like, yo, I could have just paid the people who are in my DMs who keep talking about Yahoo and this,
let me just get you in the Business Insider.
Yeah, it's like, come on, why did I just pay you this and you still
on a retainer too? That's the thing, because most publicists are not about to say, okay, give me $5,000 and I'm gonna go to work for you. No, it's gonna be $5,000 a month.
A month for 90 days.
Yes, for at
months.
least 90 days, and then the disclaimer is always, but nothing is guaranteed. So you can literally, and I'm not even saying that they don't. I mean, sometimes they don't be doing right, but even the ones who do right, they could send out 1,000 emails a month. They could pitch you 1,000 times a month, and you might get one. Like, there is still no guarantee. So why not learn how to do that for yourself?
Yeah, there's definitely no guarantee, because especially in our space, financial literacy and stuff like that, there's these publications don't really want to pick it up. You know, they only want to pick it up if you got a celebrity attached to something.
Yep.
And that's stupid as hell to me sometimes. I'm like, yeah, we're doing this, we're doing that, we got this many people, like, and it's like, wait,
they don't care.
They
There's
don't
no
care.
value in that.
There's no value, because the audience doesn't care about that unless you throw some celebrity gossip or something into it.
A hot topic type of trending topic type of thing.
Yeah, like when like, I've had PR people pitch me and they like, well, he's a celebrity mortgage guy, right? Or who's his clients? Well, I can't tell you my clients.
Disclose that, yeah.
Like, that defeats the purpose. Like, when they disclose it, then I can.
Right.
But I don't tell people's business, especially if you're dealing with people like out here in Atlanta, and motherfuckers is crazy out here. You know what I'm saying? So you can't tell people.
They just want to clout chase. It's like, even
That's
the
all
press.
it is.
Yeah, even the press is like, if I don't have a big name to put up there, then. But that's why you have to make it make sense, because you can go get on even a smaller platform that's not Forbes, you can make it make sense if you got your message together, if what you're saying is going to pull in the people, and then you have something on the back end for them to.
So how do you recommend people get their messaging together, right? Because that is not easy. When you go on these press things, they're like, all right, how long is your segment? They'll be like, oh, it's going to be 3 to 5 minutes. And most likely it's going to be closer to 3.
Closer to 3. I was going to say 5 is good.
5 is like
you gotta
a
have
whole
a
segment.
Big name. Yeah, that's a whole segment.
That's a whole segment. But 3 minutes, and sometimes it might be 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they might ask you 4 questions in that time frame. So you really got to like have your questions answered in 30 seconds.
Yep. A big part of being able to pitch yourself, though, too, is doing the work for them. So you're giving them questions to pull from, which makes their life way easy, because these producers or writers, if you're like going after print, they don't want to have to do, I mean, they're looking for something easy to fall into their lap, because they have to crank out these stories, and every day, if it's TV, they got this show running every day. They need somebody every day of the week. So the biggest benefit to being able to pitch yourself is you are structuring the segment, or you're structuring the talk. So you literally can tell them the questions that you want them to ask based on, I don't want to say what you want to sell, but even if it's something you're giving away for free to get people into your funnel, to get people onto your list, having that structure in a way that makes sense for you, so that you're not just going there talking about what they necessarily want to talk about. You're making it make sense for you.
Curating your own content.
Yep. And then that's going to be a clip that you can use for your own social media or YouTube or whatever.
I like that. Give them the information. Make their job easy.
Make their job easy. It's a win-win for everybody. So they don't have to think about it, and you can make sure that it's actually going to be beneficial for you, versus them just asking you some random something that's cool, but you got 3 minutes. So you don't want to just talk about what's cool. You want it to be, what you need it to be.
I like that.
Thank you.
I like that a lot.
See how this 20K is it's making sense.
I like that. I like that.
But that really is one of the toughest parts is, like I said, you can literally, like, you can ask me anything and I don't know. It's like that Beyonce Sasha Fierce thing. Like, the Sasha Fierce is she's just gonna turn on and I'm gonna be able to just go. But everybody can't do that. So having someone like me that can help you structure that message, even though it's not gonna be the same message everywhere, but like your intro, if you ask me to introduce myself, my intro is gonna be the same.
What's your introduction?
I say, I'm Koereyelle, serial entrepreneur, 2-time author, soon to be 3-time. My next book is coming out in November, but 2-time author and educator to turn my $32,000 teaching salary into $1 million digital brand. That's anytime. If I'm on my YouTube, if I'm on Instagram, like, that's what I'm gonna say, and you're at least going to want to know, shit, how did you do it?
That was kind of smooth.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
I
turned my $32,000 teacher salary
into $1 million digital brand.
Into $1 million digital brand.
And that's general enough to where I can talk about the podcast being a part of the digital brand. I can talk about this new, program that I'm launching being a part of the digital brand, because digital brand is all of it. It's everything. So it will at least get you asking, well, how can I do that? Or how did you do that? And how can you help me do it? So the biggest stages I've been on, usually when people bring me, hire me or book me or whatever to be on stage, it's about like multiple streams of income, or because they heard that I was able to, go from $32,000 to doing it my own way, and they want me to help their people figure out how they can do it too. So it's always like multiple streams of income, maximizing your earning power. Like, those are usually the conversations that people want me to have, which easily leads people into, well, how can I do it too?
Yeah.
And then it's like, get on my email list. Follow me on social media, go download this, whatever, take this quiz I created, and that's how I get them into my world. So even if I do it for free, I can turn it into some money on the back end.
You get them into your matrix.
Yep.
Your spider web.
Yep.
And
even if you only subscribe to the YouTube right now, I'm going to say something on my podcast that's going to get you to do whatever that next thing is.
And it's working for you.
It's working.
$1 million annually?
We ain't got there yet. That's the next
Okay.
goal. That's the next milestone.
Okay.
We ain't got there yet. And I like to be very clear, because there'll be people that be making and flogging in these internet streets.
They
but no,
definitely
we
do.
haven't done it annually. We've done it cumulatively.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
Look, it's not 32,000.
It ain't 32,000, and I've done it my own way, which is, to me, even more. I'm even more proud that I've done it the way that I've wanted to do it. I haven't followed anybody's blueprint. I haven't, I've done it my way.
I would like to see you bring back your conference.
Wouldn't they all like to see?
You need to bring back your conference because it goes with your $20,000 thing.
So so yes.
You should definitely bring that back.
Yes.
That's your mastermind. So it doesn't even have to. It can be, all right.
My people.
Your people. They buy the 20,000. They front row automatically, included into it, and then now you get the people who want to be next to you in the room with you, and you charge.
And my people on stage. That is a part of it. Virtually. That's a part of it, like a virtual summit. But maybe.
No, you should do it. You should.
You're not gonna give me the confirm on record.
Yeah, you
on
should.
Camera.
You should. You got look. Your energy. I told you as soon as you walked through here, you was glowing. Look. The sun is out now because of you. Like, it wasn't like this when you came here. It was dark and gloomy.
And you done got some energy about
I
yourself.
got energy too, because I'm for the record, I'm hungover, right? But I'm up because I'm listening to you like, damn, like, why are you not doing your conference no more? Why are you not doing this?
$1 million question.
Yeah, do it. If you're trying to get to $1 million annually, you're gonna have to put cheeks in the seat. People want to touch you. People want to see you. They want to feel you.
You know, I'm low key. I said I was gonna stop calling myself an introvert, but I'm low key an introvert. So that was a big part too.
You don't appear to be one.
I know.
You over here like.
I know. That's why I said I'm gonna stop. Somebody told me I'm a ambivert. I think.
What's an ambivert? I never even heard of that one.
Is that what it is? It's like you could do both. So if I'm on camera on stage, I can do what I got to do. But the moment y'all say cut, I'll be like, okay, see you later. I'm out the door. And that's,
You should do your conference.
He's like, I don't care what you say. Do the conference.
I don't care what you say right now. I think, Koereyelle, you need to do that conference.
We'll see after this. After I drop this next mixtape, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling.
You drop this next mixtape?
We'll see how I'm feeling. Yeah, we'll see. Mom of two. I'm gonna have to do something strange for some change after these 2 kids. I'm gonna have to. So we'll see. That's another reason the price went up, because it's just like I got too much. If you want me away from my kids with an S, you gotta pay at this point. Like, I can't. The $2 thing is out the window. I can't do it.
Look, so why don't you commit to doing a virtual summit this year?
I am doing virtual, so we can go on the record for saying that. 2023.
No, this year.
I'm actually doing an event in November. It's just not my conference. It's a collaboration.
And y'all all eat off of that.
We're all
Okay,
we're all
so
coming
that's
together
good.
to do that. So yes, I will be.
Who's on the stage with you? Who's your partners?
So we got some unknown behind the scenes, like big bosses, like in their own right. So
I love it.
One of them, Coach Kelly. I don't know if you're familiar.
I've heard of her before.
So again, everybody who's a part of this mastermind. So we got Coach Kelly, who she calls herself the coach's coach. She is like the behind the scenes of a lot of big coaches. She's their, the machine behind, the big names. Donnie Wiggins, so Social Proof Podcast. I'm sure you've heard of her.
Yeah, I
know you know her, but the people, I'm sure y'all have heard of Social Proof Podcast. Another woman named Lakeisha Robichaud, who's like super big boss in Louisiana. She has a HR company. So people who are doing like some next level things, but in their own
space.
Yep. Courtney Sanders, who is another coach out of Texas. Anissa, who's like an international, she coaches like diplomats, like real next level. When we started even having these conversations, she's like, yo, this Atlanta thing is cool, but let me know when y'all want to go to Dubai. Let me know when y'all want to go to the continent. And I'm like, we got some heavy hitters who, again, you wouldn't necessarily know. Another young lady, I'm going to say young lady, but her name is Tasha Mack, and her story, she has earned her millions in real estate and in coaching, but she was like a mother at 14, like really got it out. When I say got it out the mud, like her story, when I heard her story at one of the masterminds, you probably, when you see her, you'll probably be like, yeah, that's where I know her from, but she's dope. They're going to kill me if I forgot somebody. Who else do we have? Me, Kelly, Donnie, Tasha, Lakeisha, Courtney, Anissa. That's everybody. Check me out. That's everybody.
I got to start in 7.
Yeah. Listen, we got to line up. And not just, my other thing too with the conference, honestly, was what you said, of people just want a celebrity. I've never been that. I'm not going to just put a celebrity on a flyer just to sell tickets. Like, my thing has always been, like, you're going to come here and learn something. I didn't want to just have, like, the biggest whatever without making an impact on people. So this, again, is a lineup of names that you may not necessarily recognize, but the power that these women have. And then also, with the exception of one, everybody is like married with kids. So this is like not just making money, but again, I'm all about the honey on the other side of it too. So the whole life, because wealth to me is more than money.
How do you balance?
Whew.
How do you balance motherhood, wife, digital entrepreneur, podcaster? How do you balance all of this?
You don't. You prioritize.
You prioritize.
You prioritize, because balance is like a figment of your imagination. Because that would mean like everything is getting the same attention, and that's not ever going to happen. I do think for women it might be, I don't want to say not a little easier, but women, we can multitask much better than men.
That's a fact.
I know.
And I agree.
We can multitask
No
much better, but it's also a bigger responsibility, because at the end of the day, my husband is great, but these my kids. These my babies.
He's your kid
these
too?
my kids. These my kids. No, he hold it down, but it's just different. It's different for women, because I got to do this, but he didn't have to figure out what to do with the baby. He's at work right now. I had to figure out, I got to make sure it's still good at the house. So I think that, again, it's priority. I, got this opportunity, and I'm like, okay, I got to make it work. So I got to get my makeup girl. I got to find a babysitter. I got to do all of the things to make this my priority at this moment. But then, again, the moment the cameras is off, I got to go back to the baby, and he's my priority at the moment. So it's literally just a moment by moment, minute by minute, hour by hour, what I'm focusing on right now. I shut down by 9 o'clock. When my husband is home, boss who? I'm baby girl. When my husband, when my husband gets home, it's I'm closing the computer. He gonna be like, girl, you lying. But I be trying to close the computer. I be trying to close the computer. Yes, that's my goal. But like, don't call me after 9 o'clock, because I'm here for my husband at this time. Like, he's the priority at this time. So it's really just prioritization. Like, what needs my attention the most right now?
Good answer.
But balance?
No balance.
You go crazy. You go crazy.
I like that.
You will go
answer.
crazy. No.
Priorities.
Priorities.
People don't have their priorities together.
They don't. And that is the root of all, especially with relationships, because that is a major conversation with, like, I don't want to say a bossed up woman, because I feel like I'm trying to get away from the boss thing, but a successful woman or a high achieving woman with a husband, that is a major, like head-butting moment sometimes of trying to navigate that. But it's because you don't have your priorities together most of the time. And that's a learned thing too, because, when I was single, I was very, I had to be business focused because I ain't had no man, but I was very super, like, my business is everything. But if you keep that mindset, then it won't just be your everything, it'll be your only thing. And nobody really wants that at the end of the day.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
Nobody wants that.
No
if they say it, they lying.
No, no one wants to be alone.
Nobody.
Good shit. I like this.
Thank you.
You got some shit with you.
That's the money and the honey.
That's
the money and the honey. That's where that came from. It was like, I'm working so hard to make the money, but I want some honey to go with my money. I don't want to just be that woman, the rich auntie. I think I'm still a rich auntie. I don't know if you could be a rich auntie once you have kids, but I think I'm still a rich auntie. But nobody only wants to be the rich auntie. Like, I could just do all the flat things, but I'm by myself doing it. Nobody wants that.
That's kind of boring.
It's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. Now, the right partner is definitely,
that's
essential.
Key.
Yes. Not just a partner, but the right partner.
And your husband understands your whole, everything that you got going on. He's fully supportive of everything.
1,000%. He was right at the conference with me. And that has been big, even a mastermind. Like, he might have missed 2 mastermind events this year, but he's with me because he's a corporate guy. He's a pharmacist, but he sells real estate on the side. So he has an entrepreneur spirit, and he don't want to be a pharmacist he thought he did. But now that he done seen what's possible, he knows that he has options now. But this is a part of him realizing, that he can do so much more, that there's more for him out there.
That's dope.
It's being a part of these conversations. So, because I don't want my mindset to be up here, and then I'm, trying to pull him along. So he's a willing participant. I haven't had to drag him.
I think that's key.
It
Especially because if he's doing real estate and everything like that, you done change his life with these masterminds, everything.
It's a part of it. It's not even his life. To me, it's like the dynasty. It's like how we got to be preaching the same thing to our kids, or else that's gonna be another point of contention where I'm telling them one thing and then he like, no, but you gotta go to college and get this degree. It would just be like, because I'm not preaching that to them. That's cool. That could be a cherry on top, but that's not the end all be all. And so if we're not together on that, that's just another thing to argue about. And I don't want to argue.
Gems. You're a certified gem dropper.
Thank you.
You got a lot of information in your brain.
Thank you.
You got a lot to say.
I do have a lot.
You're not an introvert. You got a lot to say.
I think I'm antisocial. Is that the same as an introvert?
No, I think that's different.
Oh. Well, we'll figure it out.
We'll
I'm going to stop labeling myself. But yeah,
you
I
should.
do got some
You're a GOAT.
Thank you.
Label yourself accordingly.
Okay.
You started conferences in 2012.
I did.
You started social media in 2013.
I started my podcast in 2015.
You started your pod in 2015 when nobody was podding.
Nobody was podding.
Tell them your podcast so they can go listen to you.
Yes. So Girl Stop Playing, drop 2 episodes every single week. It's all about encouraging you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. I truly believe that you can make the money and you can get the honey, but you got to be willing to work for it. And so it's information and conversations to help you do just that. GirlStopPlaying.com.
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 Tooks, put that on the bottom in the screen.
Scroll it across the bottom. Girl Stop Playing.
Scroll it. Do something nice. That was dope. I think I'm full with this conversation.
Thank you.
I think I'm done. You're a certified gem dropper. We've been chopping it up for like 42 minutes.
Okay.
So I think I'm good with this.
All
You got
right.
anything else you want to talk about? You got any more gems?
No.
One final gem for the road?
One final gem. I love ending any conversation just with encouragement of just saying you already have everything you need to get everything you want as long as you're willing to work for it. And my work is with an E. That E is for the effort and the energy that you dedicate to your own dreams. Outside of what you do for other people, that's the work with an O. So if you are willing to put in work, it'll work.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Drop a bomb. We're going to clip that up. I'm done. I'm good, Tooks. I don't need nothing else to say.
He's like, drop the mic.